to our show, Finding Secrets. And now, here's your host, Douglas Fritz.
Thank you. Today's episode is titled The Laura Mystery, as we try to discover the birth year of Laura Humphrey, who is considered one of the top drama teachers in the Southeast, and who once starred in an off-Broadway production of Gilbert Grape and the Chocolate Factory meets Godzilla. It has long been believed Laura was born in the small town of
Dramaville, Tennessee.
Our team of archaeologists was able to accurately prove this information within a 5% margin of error by examining trees near the small farm where Laura was believed to be born. They used carbon dating methods and carefully examined fossil records of pets Laura was believed to have had when she was a child. Evidence obtained by Finding Secrets shows the experts ran dry with their search. Or was it something more sinister? No member of the team has been seen since their work ended. Laura's husband, Steve, said the family was sorely disappointed with the news.
We have been waiting on pins and needles. Who would hurt an archaeologist? Who would do that? Oh, this was heartbreaking for our family, especially Garrett.
I love Mom. She's the best. But there was this aching in my heart to know how old she really is. At school, the kids would ask, and I didn't know what to say. Sometimes they would tease me. One day, I didn't eat lunch because I just sat there and wondered, when was my mom born?
Steve hired a private investigator, and the story took a dramatic turn. The investigator found a man who grew up in
Dramaville.
Turns out the man knew a woman who was friends with Laura's mom. But in a stunning twist, the friend vanished just one day before the PI could ask any questions.
Can you imagine what this did to my family? Especially my daughter, Caroline? I mean, to have this great lead, to finally know the truth, and then the person just disappears off the face of the earth. It's hard for me to even talk about.
As a last resort, Steve decided to travel to Dramaville. What he found out will shock you. When Steve arrived in the effervescent small town, he had an eerie feeling.
Almost nobody would talk to me. One guy said I needed to leave this alone. He said there were people who would go to their graves to protect this secret. And when I asked another question, he ran out screaming, "You'll be sorry! You'll be sorry!" Those words still echo in my head.
Steve and his kids decided it was a fruitless endeavor. They tried to come to peace with the idea that they would never know Laura's true age.
It was so difficult. How would you feel growing up without your mom's actual age? I can't talk about this anymore. Turn the camera off! Turn it off!
Steve and his children put the pieces back together. They chose a day in April to honor Laura.
It went okay. We had balloons. We had a clown. But Laura's afraid of clowns. she cried. And the cake wasn't moist. We didn't use Betty Crocker. And I love Betty Crocker. To this day, it haunts me that we didn't use Betty Crocker.
I love Betty Crocker too, Dad.
People still talk about Laura Humphrey. They see her on the street and turn away, perhaps fearful of a conversation that might lead to the inevitable question that many people still want to know.
How old is Laura Humphrey?
I love Betty Crocker too, Dad.